My first drug was my grandmother's oatmeal raisin cookies. I can remember being really anxious and apprehensive about something at age 5, and like she was bringing them out of the oven and putting them on an old paper grocery bag. I can just remember eating them and eating them and eating them, and she's telling me, you got to stop that or you're going to get sick. And I knew I was going to get sick, and I did it anyway, you know. This was in the late 60s, and you know, the hippies with the long hair would be on protesting, and you know, I remember my parents, my grandparents talking about those damn hippies, and I'm looking at it going, wow, those damn hippies, they look like they're having fun, you know. And I wasn't even 10 years old yet, you know, but I still remember it. And I remember, you know, the first time I had access to alcohol where nobody could stop me. Like my uncle, he drank beer, and he would have us be his beer fetcher, and he thought that was funny, so I'd run inside and open the beer and take a sip out of it and then run out and run with it like, oh sorry, I spilt it. Every beer I spilt it a little bit. That's what happened to it, not that I sipped it. But the first time I had you know, like unfettered access to alcohol was at a Polish wedding on Lake Weir, and I was 10 years old. And adults were everywhere, and there was food, and there was booze, and I took a tackle box and dumped it out, and I filled it up with beer, and I took a little canoe on the lake and went down in the canal and drank until I was smashed.
How many beers did you have?
I don't even remember, but it was enough to get a 10-year-old boy stumbling smashed. I was like attracted to the whole counterculture, you know, because I don't know, as soon as I started getting high, I was like, I felt like I fit in, and I had an excuse for my painful shyness. I could always say, oh, well, I was just stoned, or, oh, I'd had a few beers, you know, and I began to seek out people like me. You know, by the time I was in 6th grade, there was people that we were getting high with. That was all I knew, you know. I could have went to college out of high school, but I didn't, and I just felt like, you know what, man, this is all I know. This is what I know how, this is what I am, this is what I do. By the time it got serious, I had gotten a few cases that I was able to bond out on and lawyer and beat. But I caught my next case that I couldn't get out from under when I was 35, where the consequences were I ended up going to prison. I was out on bond in several states at the time for weed trafficking. And
so what
that's when it got
insane. What happened at 35? What happened?
I went to prison.
So what?
Because they had me red-handed on that one. I mean,
how much did you have?
Like 125 pounds of pot.
125 pounds?
Yeah.
And how long did you go away for?
I have 4 years. I think I did 3. Prisons make better criminals, not better people. I mean, I'm not saying they're not necessary, but...
So what'd you do? What'd you do? You said, well, I hit the ground running. What'd you do?
Just right back into the whole drug business and use. And I repeated that 2 more times, you know.
2 more arrests with prison time?
2 more times with prison time, yeah. And I got right back out to do the same thing.
Had you ever tried to go clean before?
No, I never tried to stop. I even got high in prison as much as I could. I never had this much clean time since I was in 5th grade at Highlands Elementary.
As today? As
today, yeah. I got a heroin possession, and
when was this?
The middle of 2015. I caught a heroin case. And by that point, I was already a full-blown heroin addict. A very good lawyer got me pushed into drug court. And I'd known this lawyer for like 35 years. And he said, Phil, at least now when you violate this program, you'll get sentenced out of drug court. Because not only did he not expect me to make it, I didn't expect to make drug court. I just never did probation. I didn't do any of those things. I didn't ask for drug court to get help. I was just delaying my 4th prison sentence. Well, it was 3.5 months into drug court before I got clean. As I laid there with leaking from every orifice in my body, snot, tears, poo, pee, sweat, vomit, you know, and I thought...
Did you get a medication to kind of ease it?
A little bit, yeah, but it was still, I mean, I blacked out for the first 2 days. I had seizures for the next 2 days. You know, you have to take steps. Intentions don't do it. You know, if I intend to get a drink of water, but I never get up off my ass and get the drink of water, I'm still thirsty. You know, get yourself to detox. Get yourself some treatment. There is help out there. We need a lot more resources, but we have resources. There are things you can do.